later on. Okay, let's go. Wait, quickly paint. Because I'm probably gonna need to use it again. Okay, let's go.
Okay.
So, I actually didn't check the matchup. Give me 1 sec. So, you're playing Lucian, Tam Kench into Misfortune and Leona. What are your thoughts on this matchup?
I thought it will be like medium lane for me, not hard or not easy, like dependable on skills.
What do you do to win this lane? What are your win? How do you say? Win terms. What are your terms that you need to match to like win this lane and thus try and win the game with it? Your win conditions. That was the word I was looking for.
At the firstly, I wanted to play safe, but if I'll check if my support will go aggro, I will go aggro too. But I've been disappointed from the support.
Okay.
You will see it in this game.
So, but your original plan was play safe, farm it out, and then play team fights out from there, right?
Yeah.
That's it. This was. Did you play the game after the session we just had, the vocal session?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, alright. That's good then. Skip ahead. Buy items. I'm just gonna skip ahead.
Okay.
You're leashing, that's fine. Good lane, good. Oh fuck. Oh shit, I forgot to check one thing. Let's see if you press tab quickly enough, then I can check it. But the enemy jungler did start bot side because the enemy is also leashed. That was already. I'm just going to go over level 1 pretty in depth. So, as soon as you get into lane. So, you get into lane, you start fighting. This movement backwards isn't needed, you just move downwards. You don't waste time going like this, you can just go like this and then hit the minion again. So yeah. You should have also been trying to rush the minion down quicker. You shouldn't have put yourself into order to make it rain. That Q was good. Then you move up, you get the minion, it's good. Auto, that's good. But then right here, after that auto, you move into the brush to like drop minion aggro. Because at the moment you can see like the 3 signs above the minions, you just move into the brush to drop minion aggro. You take like 30, 60, that's about 80 damage you just took for free from these minions. Well, if you quickly juked into the brush, and then moved backwards, Tam Kench would have taken all that minion damage, and he has a lot more armor and a whole lot more health regen.
Yes.
Oh no. You should be pushing a little bit more, like I talked about. Because at the moment you are under pressure from MF, but you don't have to be.
Yeah, because she was damaging me and Tam Kench was behind. Like, he was behind me. He couldn't be in the front lane.
Still though, more. Okay, so like here, you auto attack, good. You move up, good. You auto attack again. You're wasting way too much time moving here. In this time you could have probably gotten off 2 extra auto attacks. The thing is, you couldn't have gotten off 2 auto attacks on this minion without losing the minions. I agree with that. What you could have done is, after this, you do 1 auto attack on this minion, and then you do another auto attack on this minion, so that you don't lose the minion, because this minion would die at the same time as it did now, but this minion would already have this HP. Then you do the same thing, you move here again, hit this minion once, wait for this one to die. So, when you need to shove the wave, you need to just wait it out. Like, you need, not just wait, you need to hit the minions that aren't dying. Wait, could you give me 1 second? I need to be right back.
Oh, okay.
It's literally 1 second, I just need to break something to the room next door.
Yeah, it's okay.
Nothing more. Okay, sorry about that. My brother wanted me to bring him something.
It's okay.
Okay, so yeah, so when you shove the wave, you need to like be hitting the minions in between the minions that are at lower HPs. That's good. Skilly. I'm trying like get a habit of skilling your. Wait, do you change anything in your key bindings that's like from your ability level ups?
I didn't understand that.
Did you, in your key bindings, right? Did you change anything from how you level up abilities with your keyboard?
No. I can press Control and E, but
it's actually better if you get in the habit of doing that, because let's imagine a situation, right? You are fighting with a map, then because you're like an aware player and you have a good field of vision, right? Suddenly you're fighting with a map and you see your XP bar is like right over here, right? You see this, you kill one minion because then you level up. So you quickly do, instead of doing one auto attack more on a map, you do one more auto attack on that minion. Then it's way better if you can just press control and your ability instead of having to move down and press on the plus button. So it can actually be quite helpful. So if like in situations like these, where there isn't any pressure, if you just practice doing it then already, then it will also go faster in the situations where there is pressure and there is a need to do it quickly, and thus it will be an advantage for you. It's a pretty minor thing, but it can make a difference.
Yeah.
That was a small mechanical misplay. Do you always play with locked camera? I just noticed.
Yeah. I don't know how to play with the unlocked camera. Like, I'm not used to.
You need to try and do it, because at the moment you're missing out on so much. Because, like, right about here, you don't know where Leona is. You don't know where MF is.
Yeah.
Now you'd see them again. But, like, if you could see them all the time, that would be way better. Because also, if you play with locked camera, this tells me one thing. You have trouble knowing where your character is, right? Because there is no other reason to play with locked camera. If you always know where your champion is, your camera doesn't have to be locked. And this is one of the things you already need to change, and this is really important on AD carry. So if you're playing AD carry, if you don't know at all points where your AD carry is, you have to look at it yourself. But if you take a look at yourself right here now, for example, you wouldn't see, if you're looking here on yourself, you don't see Leona, she might be throwing a Zenith Blade.
Yeah.
You don't see the animation, and that's something that really great AD carries have. They just know they are standing right here, so they look over here, and they'd see MF's E starting up, like right about... Where was it? It wasn't low. Like right here, they'd see MF E starting. Was it the next minion? Or was it earlier? Fuck. I think I missed.
Yeah, it was earlier.
Yeah, okay. But like, yeah, you get the point, right? So if you can play without looking at yourself, you can look at the enemy animations, and it will make it a lot easier to dodge spells if you like can look at the enemies instead of looking at yourself. Also, this means you like never use your F keys, which is, it's something not super big, but it can be useful once you get into higher reloads. Okay, did you just see what happened?
Where?
Did you, no, just in general, did you see what happened?
No.
No?
I wasn't paying attention. I was.
We'll go back. We'll go back. Okay.
Okay.
Tell me what you see.
I upgraded my skill with the mouse.
Nope. You see this. You see Evelyn topside.
Yeah.
This is really important. So right now you see Evelyn topside. Why don't you either use your F keys to pan over to Master Yi, or just left click the minimap and check what Evelyn has. Because if you know what Evelyn has, you get so much information out of it, you can actually know then for the next 2 or 3 minutes where the enemy jungler is going to be. So right now you see Evelyn, right? You press left click right next to Evelyn. You check her HP bars, you check the buffs she has, you check the duration on the buffs, and you also press tab and check her CS count. I'm just going to go over an example right now to show you how it's done, right? The reasoning
Okay.
behind it is important, not the example itself. So let's say Evelyn has 200 health. She has red and blue buff. Her red buff is like been going for the longest, and her blue buff has been going less long. And she has, let me quickly do the math. She has 11 or 12 CS. What does this tell you? 1, she started golems, did red buff. She did wolves, she did blue, and then if she has 12, she also did scuttle crab. If she has 11, she didn't do scuttle crab. Why do you know this route? 11 CS is 2 from the crux, 5 from the red, 3 from the wolves, 3 from the blue. So now you know her jungle pathing. With that jungle pathing, you know she's at 200 HP. So you know she's going to either recall or do crux. So that's something you know now for the next 30 seconds whatever Evelyn is going to do. She's either going to take Gromp or she's going to recall. Then the next 30 seconds, if she took Gromp, the next 20 seconds for her are going to be to recall. If she recalled, her next 30 seconds are going to be to do Rage. Because Rage she didn't do just yet. Then, after that, her next 20 seconds, if she recalled, are then going to be Rage. Or, if she recalled instantly, her next 20 seconds are going to be either doing Crux or doing a mid lane gank. Then after that, these Crux or mid lane gank could also be swapped out with a Scuttle Cap. Then after that, she's either going to fail her gank mid, in which case you look again at Evelyn and do the same reasoning again. If she doesn't gank mid, you know she's either at Scuttle Cap or at Crux. And if she doesn't show on Scuttle Crab, nor on Crux, you know she's ganking bot lane. So if you just literally left clicked right there, did that reasoning in your head, which you can, if you like train it up and keep on doing it every game for like 5 or 6 times, then you can get that down to like 5 seconds. And it only literally takes 5 seconds to reason this through. Then you would know the next 2 minutes what Evelyn is going to do and when she could or couldn't gank you. So that's really important. That's also one of the reasons why I don't like locked camera. Because it means this is way harder to do.
Here I wanted to judge her, make it rain, so...
Yeah, it's fine. It's not a lot of mana that he costs, so it's fine. Okay, so let's start from the beginning. So right here, you actually don't see this. You don't see Tam Kench land Q on a map. And because you don't see this, you're now late to reacting to this. But it's still fine, you can still save it. So you move out here, that's good. You auto Leona, good. She E's you, you run back, that's fine. I would have personally thrown a Q, but running back is fine as well. Then, right here, you throw a Q. You don't keep on, as soon as you see Leona change from her direction here to here, you throw a Q on Leona. Because you know she just walked backwards, so her intention is not to go on you. Her intention is to go on Tam Kench. So if you Q Leona right there, 1 out of 2 possible situations will happen. 1, Leona doesn't change anything by getting Q'd from you, she still goes for Tam Kench. All that happened is you got free damage down on Leona. Situation 2, Leona gets confused because you turned around and now starts like dancing back up to you. In which case, as soon as she does that, you can then move back again and give Tam Kench like an extra, let's say like up until here, Tam Kench can run before Leona might turn again. So yeah, that's like you should just queue there. Then right here, you don't keep walking back. You walk to the side. Reason being, if you walk to the side, 1, you get your opportunity to, if you didn't queue yet, maybe queue over here on a map. 2, if you walk to the side, you're still in auto attack range of Leona, without being in auto attack range of MF, but still being useful to Tam Kench. So you can deal damage by walking to the side without getting damage. 3, walking to the side here might make MF change targets from Tam Kench to you, in which case if she changes targets to you, you have 4 caster minions, she has 3 caster minions, so you should win that trade. Also, she already used her E and Q, so she's really weak at the moment and can't trade you. plus your E is going to come up in 2 seconds. So as soon as that E comes up, you could potentially E in on the MF. So at the moment you're playing way too passive. You could have...
Yeah, because I don't know what is my damage output, so that's
but
why
that
I didn't...
doesn't actually really matter, because you should just look at it like this. You're taking these 2 minions, these 2 just recently aggroed under you, but you're taking like 4 minions at the moment of DPS, which is like 48 DPS, right? And so if you would move sideways here, you take 48 DPS, but you being here on Leona would make Leona get like 100 DPS, and it would also make sure that MF has like this zone she cannot enter without you attacking her. And it would also provide pressure for Tahm Kench to maybe do something against the Leona. So at the moment, what's happening is you're taking 48 DPS and you're dealing 0 DPS. But you moving to the side would mean you take 48 DPS and you deal 100 DPS without... So you don't lose anything extra from moving to the side and attacking Leona. That's pretty much the basics behind it. And that... I guess that was a mechanical misclick right here, because you should have attacked Leona again.
Yeah.
Yeah, that happens. Like, mechanical mistakes happen. That's fine. Hit him off. Hit him off.
Yeah, I wanted to hit her, but she was out of my range.
Not good. Tahm eating you isn't too bad. Perkery. Whoa, dude. Okay, so right here. 1, you don't move up there. Because right there, if Leona was good, she'd go on you. You move right here, like this. Leona now has you pincered, because if Leona just starts moving like this, MF also starts moving like this, you're now trapped. Because they can both intercept you within this brush. So you're fucked actually if you stand here. Good thing is Leona is stupid and walks back first. Then you see the W of Leona. This again probably goes back to your eyes being focused on this area around you and just not seeing this. But Leona W's right now, which tells you her E will come out like within the second. So because of the elo you're playing at, you don't actually have to be afraid of Leona like sick mad living you and throwing her E right over here, right? So as soon as you see that W, you just E away. Because then this would have been dodged out. She would have E'd. You would have dodged it out here. You would have now been standing right here. MF goes for this attack. You standing right here. With Leona standing here. E thrown and missed. You can now double tap MF Q. Yeah, you can just like kill MF or get her to at least like drop to this HP if Tahm Kench lands his Q. So yeah, you need to be a little more aware of what your opponents are doing. You seem to be focusing a little too much on what your character is doing. But what your character is doing should become like second nature to you. It should just be like known what your character is doing at every point because of the inputs you're giving. That's... oh. Fuck. That's actually pretty good by Leona, not gonna lie. Don't flash, just heal. Because heal also gives you the movement speed, so if you heal, you'll be fine. You don't have to waste your flash. That's... no. Fighter. So, this happens, right? Double shot. Now when this happens, you don't move like this. You move to the side, hit him off. You then move here, hit him off again if she chases you. You then move here, if she still chases you, hit her again. Because all these 3 minions and these 2 just aggroed on MF
Yeah.
with this happening. Plus, you don't see this because you have locked camera. No, actually you can see it like right about here. The Leona level 4. She's so far away, you can get off 3 or 4 auto attacks before she joins in. Worst case scenario, you're standing here and you E backwards. So you can, like, you don't have to take the damage from Make It Rain, and you can take a positive trade with MF right here. If you were just, again, a little more aware of where your enemies were. Because I agree, if Leona's standing right about here, you E backwards through that Make It Rain, like, no questions asked. But because of Leona's bad positioning, you can actually trade this, because also MF is Again, awareness on your enemies. If you see MF is you know she can't trade you. And if you decide to back off, also instantly use your E. There's no reason to take the 3 extra shots if you're backing off. MF, no. Again, did you see what happens?
Yeah, I was behind the turret.
That's one bad thing. You're standing over here. You should almost never stand over here. Like, the only situation in which you stand over here, if it is super clear, the enemies are going to dive you from this and this angle without minions. Then you stand over there, because if you can stand over here, when the enemy is diving you from this angle, you can move up like this and like dance around to Rosie and just dance around the tower like this. That's the only situation where you put yourself over there. Secondly, Evelyn again showed on the minimap. What I'm seeing right now that's happening, like, even when you're watching the replay, you're not watching the minimap enough. So what you could do to change this, for example, is like, you could literally put a post-it note on your PC that just says minimap or something or whatever, so you remember it, right? So that, like, it should literally get down to like 1 second. Every 1 second you should look at your minimap. So what should probably be happening is like, you make this input command, for example, you look at the minimap. You make another input command here, you look at the minimap again. Make another input command here, look at the minimap again. I know this is really difficult, and it's really boring to do even, because you want to put your attention on making the big LCS plays, right? But it goes back to like what we talked about in the vocal session. It's working on your fundamentals, looking at the minimap, CSing, all of that kind of stuff. You could have probably taken that CS, because again, MF moved backwards. Oh god, that heal, no.
Yeah, I thought I'm going to die, so...
It's fine. But...
reflex.
Right here, like, take a look around. Again, you see Eve mid lane, you have no clue what's happening mid lane, you have no clue what's happening top lane. Also, press tab. You're not pressing tab at all, you have no clue what the enemies are building, what their CS is, you just... At the moment, like, literally, all you're seeing in this game, at maximum, is your own screen, right? And you're probably not even seeing all of that, you're, like, seeing this circle of your screen. So, at the moment, the vision from you on your game is really small and really narrow. So, when we talk about, like, improving the fundamentals and stuff, the biggest problem you're going to find, if this keeps on going on, right, is that you'll try and reason out what logical decisions are and what the logical thing for you to do is, right? To like test yourself with like the fundamentals and all that kind of shit. But because you have this little information, because you look around this little on the actual game, you will never know all the factors that go into making a decision. Because like at the moment you are at maximum considering like 14 factors, which like 10 of them are the enemy champions and your allied champions, if you even consider all of these, right? Sometimes they do not matter, sometimes they matter a lot in your decision making, the champions. Then you're considering if you're winning bot lane or not, you're considering your own CS, you're considering the enemy AD carry CS, and you're considering your bot lane matchup as a whole. But that's kind of all you're keeping in your mind, because you're not pressing tab to check the enemy item bills. You're not pressing tab to see who is ahead and who is behind in the enemy lanes, or in top lane and mid lane. You're not pressing tab to check jungle routes. You're not doing I know this is really boring and all, that what I'm saying, it's nothing that's like super flashy and cool that you can just do the next game, but it is what needs to improve and what will help you most with improving.
Yeah.
I'm gonna quickly skip ahead.
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah, there's nothing really happening at the moment. Like, it's just you stressing. Okay, they come back to lane. First thing you do is you left click MF and you check your items. Oh well, tab is also fine, but if you're laning against them, left click works. Okay, good. Leona's items were shown. Left click. What do you see?
She have a relic shield and pink card.
That's what you observe. Well, yeah, that's what you see literally, but what does this tell you? What is the information you can extrapolate from that?
Yeah, they are asking for a gank from Evelyn. Like something like that, because they wanna clear the wards. So the jungler come to our lane, and we have no vision of her.
Not exact. That's yes. If you'd see the pink would disappear in their inventory within like 30 seconds from now. Like if you see Leona walk up here to try brush, put the pink ward down, then there might be a gank coming. It might also just be vision control, but that's definitely a thing. But that actually doesn't even matter because it's Evelyn. Your wards don't matter for ganks because it's Evelyn. She's invisible. The real thing you're seeing is their lane is not warded. That's what you're seeing because you know that if they place the ward before leaving the lane, the wards like these yellow wards are only 60 seconds. So these wards are like either within 20 seconds from timing out or they are just completely timed out. Same thing applies to MF because she recalled at the same time. And then you see this pink ward, which means she didn't place a pink ward just yet. Because there is no way this Leona is advanced enough to buy 2 pink wards on a recall, right? Also, no way she had that money to buy boots, the relic shield upgrade, and the pink ward, because it's not like she got 2 kills or something. So this gives you the information that the enemy lane isn't warded. What is also happening at the same time is your lane is pushing, which now means that you can punish the enemies by just going, maybe this doesn't apply to gold yet, but if you get into higher elos, you can now make this a mind game. If you just go in super aggressively, right, for no reason whatsoever, that might sound retarded as fuck, but then if the enemies are a little bit more at like higher elos, so like starting off from like Diamond 5 or something, the enemy's reflex will be like, he's going in super aggressively without any reason. We're getting ganked. Because there is no way for them to know they aren't getting ganked because they have no wards. And that's again another mind game you can use to your advantage. But that's more advanced. Like the more important stuff at the moment is like using getting the basics down and using information to make decisions. And like gathering the information. Wow. Yeah, it's fine. It's just a little overprotective. It felt like the mother who's like, no, I don't want you to go to college. I want you to stay with me forever. That's what it felt like. A little bit overprotective. Sometimes you just gotta let go. Don't stay in that. There's no reason for you to.
She's harassing me while I'm trying to farm. So
what do? You do this. You farm that. That's good. Farm that. That's good. Right here. Get ready to Q. Q her. Now you just Q her because your Q resets your auto attack. So you auto attack. She comes up. You Q her. And then, because MF is really bad, and she walked up all the way here, well, she could have attacked from, like, here if she did it properly. Yeah. Because she walked up all the way here, when you Q her now, if she stays to trade, the tower aggroes onto her, and she loses the trade. If she backs off, you did an auto attack for Q, so you win the trade. So you just Q her instantly. You cancel your auto attack with your Q, and then you have it be fine. Same thing here, you just Q her. Or the other option is, you do not CS this minion, you auto Q, auto MF.
Yeah.
But then that goes back to like the pyramid thing we talked about in the vocal session, which is like, which would you rather have? Would you rather have CS? Would you rather have HP, mana points, or pressure? That's like what that goes into. Okay, that's good. Okay, now I want to see if you do this. It's annoying to see though, because, ooh. Another thing to talk about, with the fundamentals also comes this. You don't E away on prediction, you E away on reaction time. So until you see that Leona's, so instead of like looking at your own champion, right? Until you see Leona's sword go upwards, or go like sideways, you do not E. Because as the sword goes upwards, that's the time she's going to ult. And then if she ults, you quickly look around your own champion, so in like this circle, see where she ulted and E to the other side, obviously, because if she ulted here, you don't E that way. If you see the sword go sideways, then you can instantly E like to the side, because this Leona isn't going to mad life you, don't worry about it. That's like, mad lifing and stuff, that's what you worry about when you're getting to master tier. No. No!
Yeah, this was kind of bad.
Oh my god. Okay, right here. It's hard to see because you have the locked camera, right? But like, Leona's standing here, and I think MF's like standing in the length of this line, right? So she's somewhere down here on the screen.
Yeah.
If you like have a normal camera, I could see, but it doesn't really matter. If she is standing right here, you just start ulting her. Because at the moment, Lucian ult is ridiculously strong. And I mean like ridiculously. If you ult her, right, what will happen is MF will try to dodge, but she can't because you're a little bit faster if her passive is procced. Leona will start try moving forward, but you'll at least get like half of your culling on her. Which is like 400 till 500 HP. If you get your entire culling, that's like 3/4 of her health. It's really insane how strong it is at the moment. So if you... And the reason you do this is like, your minions are right here, which means the enemy minions are like right here in their lane as well. So there are no minions to block your culling. So this is a chance where you can just blow your ult to get lane pressure again. Which, in this case, it's super worth it, because you are getting punished really hard, because you are really far behind in lane pressure. Also, you did just see Evelyn gank mid lane, but because I don't know her HP values, you do not actually know if Evelyn has the opportunity to gank bot lane. But I'm going to assume, because you guys have been pushed in the entire game already, excuse me, that Evelyn is not considering ganking bot lane. And that even if she has the HP to gank bot lane, she will not do it, because it wouldn't make sense for her how the game has already been going this entire time. Of course, if you check the HP values, you could see it a little bit better, but yeah. You could have traded that. You seem to be really afraid to trade, which makes you get traded upon freely.
Yeah, because I am afraid of Leona's ultimate. I think she's pretty OP.
But look at where Leona's standing. She's never even in vision of you because of your locked camera. Which means Leona's ultimate range is going to be like this range actually. It's going to be from her visibility range until you. So normally, if you have like your camera standing over here, right, and then like further into the bottom, you could actually see where Leona's standing. But Leona's never really standing to be in range. And also with the practice of the fundamentals, one of the fundamentals in League is dodging skill shots and reaction time. So you should just manage to E away from her ult if she ults you, because it's a like I think you get like 0.75 seconds, which is pretty long. So unless she already lands her E on you, there is no reason for you to be afraid. You should have done double shots. Leona E was still down. Is Ringer going to start ulting? Yeah, yes. That was so obvious though. Huh? Good ult. Wait. Oh my god.
That was a fucked up thing. By leveling my Q with my mouse, I could have gone all in with Leona without.
Whoa. What was that?
Yeah, here I'm gonna.
And that's all because of. Well, it's good. Like you could have killed Leona in the gank, but that wasn't just you. That was also the enemies. That's why. Because you were afraid of Leona and your reaction time. You were again basing your E on a prediction and not a reaction time. You really need to try and get it on reaction time. Even if this means you're going to die a few times because your reaction time fails you, right? If you keep on actually dodging skill shots by looking at the enemy's animation, right? Eventually your reaction time will get to the point where you can dodge almost anything by looking at enemy animations. And yes, at first you are going to die a little bit because of that, which that's completely fine. Oh no, you did, Heather. I'd say get one less health pot and get a pink one instead, but yeah. Maybe not in. No, you're playing against Evelyn. Definitely get one more less health pot and get a pink word. No. Oh my. No. Okay, so right here. Was it right here? No, it was a little bit before it.
Yeah.
MF just queued. When you see this queue, you change your path from this to this. Then MF has two options because you change your path. Run or fight. Like run up, run down, or fight. If she chooses to fight, you fight her, she just queued, you win. If she chooses to run upwards, you start running upwards as well and try to get like one auto attack and Q off and just back off. If she starts running downwards, you just snipe her with one Q through the minions and back off. But this right here is a mistake from MF and should have cost her a minimum of 200 HP, which is 1 Q. And you didn't punish it. It's like, as soon as MF uses that Q, this means that even though normally MF would win a fight against you, purely based off her pressure is higher at the moment. But her just wasting that Q meant she lost mana points and pressure points. And these pressure points and mana points you could like calculate into HP and DPS. And her HP and DPS just now dropped below your HP and DPS values. So now you can actually 1v1 her and win the trades. The Q is decent. Double shot. The E is bad though.
Yeah, I don't know where to go. I thought she'll kill me, so...
This is weird though. Your cursor is over here. So why is your E going like this? Your E should be going like this, which would have been a good E, but for some reason it's going like that. Did you make the... When did you make that E commands? Okay, this is just confusing me for a second. I want to know now. I'm gonna go over this really slowly.
Okay.
You Q, that's good. You make the back click command, that's still fine. You make the click on MF. Well, right next to MF, but that's fine. Oh, you eat right here, okay. It was a little bit off. You went too far backwards. You eat here and then put your cursor back. If this was your E, this would have been really good. Because, as you can see, 1, 2,
I'll
3,
get
4.
closer to her.
Like,
But she will ult me and I will die. Like, because she ulted after I press my E.
yeah, she ulted, but you kill her faster. Because if you E like this, right? Her ult range will only be this. So you can actually move over here and get out of her ult. Because, like, her ult gets, like, wider along the way, right? So, if you E like this, you get, like, super close to a map. So that you're, like, either standing over here, or if you've already guided a bit, over here. So that it's, like, super easy to just walk out of the ult like this or like this. And also, your next auto attack is going to proc Thunderlords. So, like, your next double shot that you're now going to land, right, is going to bring her to, like, this HP value or something. And then, like, if she starts ulting, you focus purely on moving, not anymore on kiting. You move out of the ult, do auto attack, W, auto attack, and she's dead. But yeah, sadly enough, that double shot, like, didn't hit then. Oh well.
I will die here because of Make It Rain. I didn't notice.
Oh, whatever, that happens. Did you just have a moment where you didn't lock camera, though? Yeah, you didn't lock camera. That's good, that's good!
Because I went to...
The only sad thing about it is now you didn't really know your character positioning because you're not used to playing without it, but it's good.
Yeah, but her damage and Make It Rain is so...
Yeah, it procs Thunderlord practically instantly, and you also max it at the moment. I don't know if this MF is good enough to do it, but she should be doing it.
Yeah, I saw some people like press E and alt, like with MF. Like your full HP will go away.
Yeah, the ult is really strong as well. MF is really strong at the moment. Probably the best AD carry.
Here was no need to come by because the team fight will end when I come to them. So I decided to farm, like you said.
Yes, that is good. But... Yes.
Yeah, since there is a lot of minion,
yes, you did. You go Drake, you ping your team Drake, good. That was what I was waiting for. I was seeing if you were going to ping Drake or not. Why do you ping Drake? Tell me, why do you think going Dragon was a good call?
Because they killed their mid laner and Leona.
Yeah.
And our bot lane is pushed out, so there is no farm to take it. So MF gonna take all the farm, so I decided to go to the Drake.
Good.
So
one key thing, Yi just died to a gank. You missed it.
Yeah. I also remembered that he died to a gank.
Okay, so like that's again the important thing. Like the important thing isn't that you do Drake, so it isn't like as I said, like Y into X, right? The important thing isn't that you arrive at X. The important thing is how do you arrive at X. Because if you know the how, then you can like just reapply it to every single situation.
He decided to go for a kill.
Yeah, that's free. Like if you guys don't get that, that's bad.
But I didn't get that. I told him to go there, he didn't go.
But
but also, I fucked up here. I didn't have any vision of her. She knew that we were coming from behind, so she go. But Rengar took the kill, so that's fine.
Yeah, it's fine. I was just looking if your pathing was off. But yeah, she was forced into your tower, so it's good. I know, maybe depending on the MF HP values, she could have executed there. I don't know how, like, what HP she had when she was under the tower, but maybe she just stayed under it.
She was almost full HP, I think.
Yeah, I know. But she could have like taken like 5 tower shots before Rengar arrived, so I don't know. And maybe like she could have taken 6 or 7 if she managed to dodge Rengar's bola and dance around a bit. Oh, don't be afraid, fighter. Yes, you just engage you. Okay, so this is what I was talking about 1 second ago. If a Leona would do that to me, I'd be like, holy shit, I'm getting ganked right fucking now. Because...
Yeah, that's why I backed.
But, then again, like about 20 seconds ago, there was an Evelynn top lane.
Yeah.
So she's now either doing a camp, like either she's going to instantly do a lane gank, which would seem really odd to me, because she just ganked top lane. Which means if she just ganked top lane, she must have been on this side of the map, right? For at least the last, like... She must have been on this side of the map for 30 seconds, at least, to gank top lane. Then another 30 seconds of actually doing the gank. Then another 10 seconds to recall, and another 10 seconds to walk out of base. So she would have been, like, not been in her bot side jungle for at least, like, a minute and a half. Which would mean 2 over camps are up, and maybe even red buff. I don't know the timing she did a red buff. But with that in mind... Her doing an instant gank and not doing a camp would be really illogical from her. Which then again, if she's like a super good player, or a super bad one maybe, right? Doing illogical things can actually be good and logical because your opponents don't expect it. But then again, goes into like super deep mind games and stuff that pro players use, so that's... Yeah, not really a concern yet. But like, if you did use like a little bit of reasoning, you could have known that Evelynn probably wouldn't have been ganking you. It's like, if you play that situation out with 80 different Evelynn junglers, right? You put 80 different Evelynn junglers in the game from all different elos and ratings, right? And you put her in that situation after she got that kill top, 80% of them would be like in the jungle farming. And maybe 20% would be ganking you. But like an 80-20 ratio is pretty good.
I wanted to take that minion, but...
Yeah. It's fine, these are like the mechanical mistakes and the fundamentals which you know you have to work on. So there's no real reason in like me stopping over it and wasting time on it. Little late. Flash was decent. Oh, those. After you flash here, right? You don't walk like that, you walk here. Because again, the difference between walking here and walking here is both you get 0 DPS, but if you walk here, you can start ulting and start dealing DPS. So it's the same situation, but the same factors apply as last time, but in a different situation. So that's again the reasoning why that is important. But the general rule is like, if you can deal DPS, without putting yourself at risk of taking DPS, you just go for it. Because you could have probably like traded half of MF's HP with your ult. You could start ulting right there. Definitely right now. Yeah. So that's another thing, you can maybe like put in a word, or like every time you review this lesson, that would also work. Like, see like don't be greedy with ult. That's how I'd like get it down in a short note. But of course, if you keep on rewatching this lesson, which I hope you'll do, because let's put it this way, there's no way you remember all the information I give you right now within 3 days time. Like, you'll have forgotten some of it. So if you like rewatch the lessons, that's pretty useful. Because also it keeps on being a reminder to 1, check minimap, 2, don't be greedy on summoners and stuff. 3, press step. 4, look at other lanes, all that kind of stuff. And then like 5, the reasoning on how jungle pathing works and all that stuff. Nah, that's not for now. Did the quality just improve over the video, or is it just me?
What?
I think the video quality just went up.
I think so, maybe. Because I was recording on 60 FPS. So YouTube uploaded on 30 maybe.
It's fine. I think you could have been, like, overall in that entire engagement, right? Maybe a little bit more aggressive, but that would have meant you'd have to rely on your mechanics, which I'm not sure if you are confident doing. And in that way, I mean, like, you could have been more aggressive, but that would have meant you must have had to dodge Ziggs bombs and Leona E's to make that worth it. Okay, shove this out. That's good. Like, there's no way you get mid tower anyway, because you're playing against the Ziggs. So grouping is no point. But suddenly your entire team backed because of reasons.
Yeah, I saw them all in mid lane, so I decided to push this.
Yeah, but it's fine. Like, even if, like, literally no one was in mid lane, like what's the case right now, then you being there 1v4 wouldn't have made a difference either. So it's fine.
Yeah, here he's going to greet for his blue.
He's not going to die there, is he? How would he possibly die there?
He will die, I think.
No way. There's no way. There's no way anyone's stupid enough to die there. Oh!
She was moving too fast. I want to...
I just want to rewatch. He wasn't moving too fast, you just... Yeah, you moved... Okay, so this is another thing about fundamentals. Fundamentals, what is a really big part of like the mechanics fundamentals, right? Is that you, instead of making clicks over here, which are like the super long distance clicks, you make clicks like right about here all the time, like right in front of you, right next to you. It's way better to do it that way, and it's way more efficient. So yeah, try to keep all your clicks as close to the character as possible. Of course, if you need to attack something, you can't like choose where you click, because you have to click on the enemy, but yeah.
Yeah.
Like the movement commands should all be as close to your character as possible.
I don't know why, but they are giving the enemy team free turrets. I've been telling them don't do it, but they kept ignoring our turrets. They let the enemy team take the turrets. Look, I'm telling them to heal up. They're still here taking free damage.
They have to clean this wave though. It's just Lux is not using her spells efficiently. Then again, I can't really see what's going on because like they're a little bit too deep down your screen and I can't really see it.
Yeah.
But why aren't you? Okay. But like right here, you could probably help a little bit with wave clear if you just Instead of like standing over there, you like stand over here and you can wave clear a bit, most likely. Because like if Lux can stand there, with that HP, you probably can stand there as well. And like help clean up the wave. You're playing a little too passive. Maybe like underrating your own mechanical skill to dodge skill shots. Don't say win. Okay. I hear when people say, I guess you don't want to win then. God, dat hem kennis. Good. Fine.
Yeah, I want to put a word right there,
Yeah,
so if
I would
anyone...
personally put it in like the brush near blue buff right out there. But yeah, it was fine.
Because most of them will come from this way, so anyone will come, he will pick up that word, so...
Yeah, it's fine. It's just that, like, so when everyone backed off from that tower, right, so about like, a little while ago, I pressed back quite a bit. It's like right here, when they all backed off from the tower, right, it wouldn't be uncommon for one guy to maybe like wait in this bush and try and pick up that straggler. Or like wait up here around wolves to pick up someone. Because let's say this Lux is like, oh, I need 200 more gold to finish off my item. So I want to get 200 gold before recalling. What would Lux do? Lux would go and pick up this bot wave. So it wouldn't be uncommon for someone to sit in this brush just waiting for someone to show up. And that's why I would have put it in that brush. But yeah, what you did is also fine. You shove it out, it's good. Shove. That's good. Should have probably taken a look at top lane, but it's fine. No, okay, that's actually fine to keep showing. Somehow your team's winning that fight while going even. That's like one of the things in solo queue. It's a little bit harder in solo queue to decide if you should or shouldn't split push, because your team might always randomly die for no reason. Or they might randomly win a fight 4v5 for no reason, like both situations happen. So it's like, what the fuck? But yeah. That's just a randomness factor you can like do nothing about, and it's just solo queue. Do you think you could have kept on shoving though? Like, so right about here, like, Rengar starts walking upwards again, and then you need to, in my opinion, you just stay here in the fog of war and you wait to see what happens. Like, you start recalling right now. And so then if you start recalling, one of the two things will happen. Within 8 seconds, Eve and MF will show up in mid lane or chasing Rengar. Or they will not show up and then they'll probably be going bot lane. This is why you recall. If they do not show up, you have been recalled before they show up bot lane and you're fine in base. If they do show up chasing Rengar or going back to mid lane, then you can take that tower. Ugh. Yeah. Also going through here, if they went down, you'd be fucked. Like, imagine if both Eve and MF were like, hey, then Lucian was split pushing, and they started walking down. You're dead. So yeah, you could have probably taken the tower once you saw them show back up. Leona's bot, engage. And that's not specifically to you, by the way. But you could, like, just ult. Like, just start ulting MF right here.
Yeah, but even though if I ulted, they still don't want to engage. If you see,
Yeah, they don't want to.
Kenji is always back.
They don't want to engage, but the enemies are like, holy shit, that ult just killed us. Like, let's back off and recall. Like, if you just ult here, instead of the siege happening here, the siege will now happen here on the enemy tower. Which, you need to get the pressure to the enemy tower so someone can pick up that wave and stop, for some reason, the Leona that is split pushing. Like, there is no reason for this to be Leona and not, like, Ilaoi or something. But yeah, but they are split pushing, so ulting MF there would have probably been really nice. Or Ziggs, it doesn't really matter. Either one of them. Like, Lucian's ult is actually really good pre-teamfight poke. Fuck, I didn't actually pay enough attention to know if this recall was going. Well, like, I meant, like, to the minion waves. But yeah, it seems like there was a minion wave, so I can't really see it on your screen. But right here, when you're recalling, if there's a wave showing up here, which I can't see because of the 3 portraits right here, if there's a wave that's going to show up within the next, like, 10 seconds, you do not recall here. Then you ult that wave to clean it out and then recall right after. Because if there's a wave showing up, your tower should die with you recalling. Because, like, you're on this HP, you're recalling, Yi's on this HP, Lux is on this HP. So if you recall and a wave arrives, that tower should go down. Unless, like, Rengar and Tam can somehow 2v5. Yeah,
I don't know why he called me stupid, by the way.
Didn't even see it. I really don't look at chats.
The time I wanted to kill Ilaoi, he swallowed her. So.
Thing is,
he could save his swallow, devour for to save someone in our team, but
him devouring is fine actually. You should have probably just not ulted.
Yeah.
Like, if you just stayed over here, right? You wait for Ilaoi to get spit out. You start, like, killing Ilaoi then. And then if you see, like, Ziggs walk up to, like, this position or something, then you just start ulting Ziggs' face. And you'll probably get, like, a quarter of the culling down on him before he has walked back out. Which means, like, a quarter of the culling is actually, like, a quarter of his health as well. Because it deals a ridiculous amount of damage. Rengar going bot. That should be a kill for Rengar. It's Rengar against an AD carry. How the fuck did he not kill MF?
I don't know. He was telling the team, I can't kill their carries. I told.
Yeah, but it's 13 and 13. It's not like you guys are super far behind. Yes, you're behind, like, in towers, but that's kind of it. Yeah, this is another problem with your locked camera. You don't see skill shots come out in time. Like, that MF ult and that Ziggs bomb came out without you even seeing the animation for it. Which, it's... Like, your reaction time needs to go up by so much to then dodge stuff. It's unreal, and it's just unnecessary. And also kind of impossible, for some skill shots at least. Like, some skill shots are literally impossible to dodge unless you see the animation of it. At least on reaction time. You can of course dodge them on prediction. Shove one more, then recall. Ah, no, don't recall, go mid. They already died, that's unlucky. Go from the flank, ult MF. Start ulting MF. Okay, you just move up here, like right at the opening, and you start ulting MF.
Yeah, I think that's what I did right here. As I think.
That's too late though.
Yeah.
And the angle is worse. But yeah, it still worked out, but It's not, the reason being is like, if you do it from here, right, you're in a closer range, you can do it quicker, and you're also in a straight line with MF, so if she moves down or up, you can just follow in a straight line. While now you are like shooting in an angled line, so if MF goes down here and just starts running to the right, there is no way you can catch that, because you need to run far more to the back than she needs to run to the right to dodge your bullets. That's pretty much the basic reasoning behind it. The angle on this one is a little worse, but it still worked out. And that's also a little bit more advanced already. Then now, as soon as you see that MF is going to die, you need to switch your attention over here, see what's happening. That was... that's pretty decent.
This was
oh my god.
Stupid flash from me, yeah.
No, it's...
Yeah, that was so greedy.
No, the flash is actually fine, but it's just you didn't have to flash if you...
Yeah, I thought I'm gonna get caught by Leona and the Lao gonna kill me.
E,
so...
double shot, Q. Q. No auto attack, Q.
That's what I did. I forgot about the Q.
Yeah.
This was kinda stupid.
Then the flash is like whatever, the Q is good, the kiting is good. The kiting is actually pretty decent, even though you're still like misclicking quote unquote, but because it's attack move it doesn't really matter. So the kiting is fine. Q is good, then don't chase, that's fine. You can maybe outplay Laui if you have like the balls to try and do it from a mechanical standpoint. Yeah, then again, if you do get it, you're dead. Furor. Long time no see. I'd personally just get a longsword, but fuck, I actually don't know this. Does Furor boots apply on Lucian ult? Like, if your ult shots hit, do you get the movement speed?
I think so, yeah.
Because I know Phage applies, but I'm not sure about this one. I'd assume it's the same. I don't know. If it applies on your ult, it's actually not too bad to get them. If it doesn't, I would have gotten a longsword though. I actually am sure about this. Oh god.
Yeah, that was a bad ult. I didn't see anything and I just randomly ulted.
Yeah.
I shouldn't have done that.
Oh my god, no.
Also that.
Ken's just saved your ass. Okay, so first off, like when the Leona does show up here, you just like stay over here, like hug this wall. Don't like go all the way back again. This is like again making the clicks closer to home so that you can like be precise and go over here. You go over here, you then like start hitting the Leona from over here. You don't ult, you just auto attack, right? And then if you aren't playing locked camera, you move your camera so you can see like this. This is like the choke point that you really need to keep attention of. So at this point you should just be hitting Leona from here. So in the end it comes down to the same positioning, only this time you don't have ult, right? So you hit Leona, you Q Leona, Q auto. Good, good, good. This is all good. Then over here like if you didn't ult yet, here you'd start ulting, right? This would be a great ulting spot. But that's fine. You don't walk back here, you walk like to here. Because if you're standing here, you can attack Eve. you can like auto Q, auto Eve, right? Then your focus isn't on Eve, but your focus is on Ilaoi and Ziggs. Because Eve and yourself, you know where you're standing. You know Eve is going to be chasing this guy like this. You know you are going to be standing here, hitting Eve. Then as soon as you see Ziggs, like throw out his tiny little arms, you like either go forwards to dodge his bump, because that's where you know it's going to happen with like his tiny arms moving out, or you just jump over the wall here. That's why you put yourself over here, so you can jump over this wall again. Or if you see like Ilaoi's tentacle come out, you also jump over here. But you could have probably got enough like 400, maybe even 500 damage on Evelyn, and still been safe by just standing here and having this E jump wall. And then, yeah. That's like a mechanical mistake. And also jumping in was greedy.
Yeah.
But then, yeah, you did misclick on the tentacle instead of Ziggs, which that's gonna happen. That's fine. Wait. What are your key bindings like? Because C, G, T, X?
Yeah, it's easier for my hands to like.
Do you have
When I
QWERTY?
pop a potion. What?
You have QWERTY. QWERTY keyboard.
What's QWERTY?
Like your first 5 letters. Are they Q,
Yeah,
W, E?
Q W E R T
Okay.
Y.
Nice. Because otherwise it would be a really strange setup. I have a like AZERTY keyboard right here, and that would not be a logical setup. Because it would mean like your fingers would have to be so spread out, it's unreal. Oh no.
Yeah, that was a bad ult.
Not only the ult, but hey, that's what we're here for, right? Improvement. Over here, again, clicks closer to home. Click here, click here, click here, get over here, jump
Yeah,
over,
I
start
thought
ulting.
of doing that, but I wasn't sure.
Jump over and start ulting him, or maybe if he's still in range, depending on if Rengar now uses his 5 stacks for the E or for the Q, right? Maybe even the W, because he is pretty low. You just start auto-attacking him or ulting him. Then when you're here, right, DMF shows up. Then, like, this would probably happen actually right now when you jump over here. DMF shows up, you jump over here, you W ult on her face. You don't actually even have to jump over, you can W ult from here and jump over as soon as she starts moving backwards. Then, from that point onwards, I would have to, like, see what happens. But in this situation, you can still, like, instead of moving, like, all the way... the clicks could have been a little bit smoother to get here a little bit faster. This is good.
Yeah.
You keep walking. This is good. No. That E should have been... So, like, you have this. This is fine. Walking around the minefield. It could have been a little better, but that's whatever. Good, good, good. No. That E goes like this. Because then you're still in this line, which this bullet has just been shot in. You're hitting a F. You're standing over here. You're not in range to get hit by a F. You're not in range to get hit by Ziggs. And you're not in range to get hit by Leona. So you're hitting the enemy AD carry, and you're literally not getting hit. That's the perfect dream world right there. So it's not the ult that is bad, it's the dash you do for the ult that is bad. The only way you dash over the wall is like if you dash forwards like this, but then you have to be really confident to dodge Ziggs' bomb that he's going to throw to still win this trade. Because if you don't dodge Ziggs' bomb with jumping forwards, you are going to die. Also, like, the thing about gathering information, pressing tab and looking out and all that shit, it would help your item builds a lot. Because what if, like, Ilawi has, like, 3 armor items and Evelyn has 2 armor items?
Yeah, I thought
You,
about that, but I forgot to
yeah.
buy Lash Whisper.
You wouldn't even know if they have armor items because you have, like, not pressed tab yet this game. Which is pretty bad. So press tab a lot more. And actually look when you press tab, obviously. Don't just press it to make me happy or something.
No, no, no.
Maybe you could have started ulting there. Oh. Yes. No.
Yeah, that was.
Yeah, that ult should have been aimed in the other direction.
Because there was. Because they were backing out, so.
Yeah. It's
I
again.
thought they were going to.
The fuck?
He was trolling.
Yeah. It's like if you just like yes they back out, fair enough, but if you just put yourself like over here, like right where Lux is actually, right? Like a little bit more down, but for some reason this keeps showing up, so I can't actually properly show you. So like right over here, if you put yourself right over here, start ulting like this, then if MF moves forward, you just walk over here where Lux is, like this. If MF moves backward, you just walk over here like this. So again, it's all about the angles you get your ult at, so you can follow the movement of the enemy. If you ult like this, there is no way you can follow MF's movement to the behind because you're stuck over here. While if you ult like this, you have freedom to move to the right, so your ult should be angled to the left, right? Because you don't have freedom to move to the left, so you use your ult to create that movement, right? By angle it to the left, if that makes any sense. Does that make any sense to you? Or
It does, because it gives me a lot of space.
It's pretty much like if you can't walk. Oh, I need this one. If you can't walk like this, your ult needs to be angled like this to like simulate as if you were walking there while ulting like this. It's pretty much a simulation of you being 3 steps further down the line to the left. And you can actually walk to the right, so you could use that then as just you're walking to the right, obviously. Then you got Ethan, which was like very funny. Oh god.
She just was shot. That was ridiculous. Yeah. Didn't notice her. So.
Ult. Auto Q, smite. Holy fuck, okay. That's, yeah. Aside from not, like, Eing like that, there's nothing you could have done. The only thing I can really say there is there was no real reason for you to E because you didn't need to E to actually CS that wave. But yeah, that was pretty ridiculous. I'll give you that. Okay, this is going to be the last team fight, I assume.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see. Let's see how you do. Lex gets hooked. Please don't fight now. Don't.
I tried to not give them the inhibitor, so.
Inhibitor was pretty much gone for sure. Yeah.
No, they actually back out.
What?
But.
Okay, first off, I do not really agree with you ulting here. It's like, if this was 5v5 and I was shot calling for my team, right? I'd say, okay, back off, drop the inhib, Lux heal up. That would be my call, right? But of course you can't really control your teammates. Secondly, I think you should have moved yourself topside and ulted down like this to pretty much get the same effect, but you'd be positioned topside, which is where your tank is at. Tamken's right here. And also Masri is going to come in from the top side, which you can see right here. So being on the top side would have been a little bit more beneficial. Then, ideally, you'd now be standing on the top side, hitting Ilawi, right? Because you'd be ulting from here. Now you could have... Now, actually going in here is fine. Doing the Q is fine. Doing the auto is fine. Fine.
When I saw
this is fine.
Misfortune coming beside Ziggs, so I exchanged from attacking the tanks to kill Misfortune.
Yeah, but you're not going to kill Misfortune. Misfortune's going to kill you.
Yeah.
So this was all pretty much fine. Ideally, you would have done it from here, right? From the top side. Because if you were at the top side right now, this could have been a triple kill for you. If you, like, got some good... if you got, like, maybe auto-attack Q, auto-attack on Eve, into an E over here, auto-attack, double-shot, auto-attack, auto-shot attack, W, auto-attack on Leona or Ilawi, and then you back off and maybe Lux can snipe one with her E, right? That could have been a triple kill. What you could have done from this position, however, is, like, E, like, right into the inhib, auto-attack Q, maybe even, like, auto-attack the Ilawi, Q, like, if you want to get really cute, you could do this, right? E in here, auto-attack Ilawi, Q Leona, auto-attack Ilawi again, flash over, W, auto-attack Eve. And I think you're going to get, like, 2 of them then. But I'm not sure if 3 rotations of auto-attacks is going to kill Ilawi. So the other option is just E, auto-attack Q, auto-attack, flash over, W, auto-attack on Ilawi. So you can, like, choose how you spread apart the damage. But I think you could get both with, like, the way I just explained to you. But that's, like, already really advanced. But what you should have definitely done is, like, the E in here, auto-attack, flash, Q, auto-attack. That would also work. But, like, some variation of these 3 things. And then you could have maybe, like, stalled out the game for another 5 minutes and tried another team fight and maybe won that one. But yeah, then you die. That's just, like... That'll come with knowledge, like when you can and can't fight that stuff. No. Don't. Oh. Don't say that. Like, remember when we talked about the ideal team fight? Yeah, ideal team fight is actually tank focused, and then the one who kills the tanks first wins, usually. Unless, like, one of the two has a disengage comp, which can, like, change all the factors. But yeah, that's... it for the video. Do you have any questions?
Is there any champion like I can play that can trade very well in my like rank?
For why is this so small? Caitlyn. There is Tristana. There is...
Yeah, Tristana's very good champion. Yeah, I played her a lot.
At the moment, there is actually a Meph who's really strong, but she's kind of unique. I wouldn't... Yeah, if you just play these 2 AD carries, these 2 AD carries are really good for, like, learning fundamentals of laning phase. Because pretty much what you... Oh yeah, and obviously, how do I forget? The best AD carry of them all.
I hate to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I just can't play with her.
All AD carries who want to be beasts and want to dominate the world, don't like Sivir, like double lift and forgive and hate Sivir. But you know what? Sivir is a really good champion and really good to learn the basics of AD carry. Same for Caitlyn, same for Tristana. They aren't the most mechanically flashy champions. Like, you're not going to do a fucking... Like, you're not going to do the same plays you do on Vayne on Caitlyn, right? That's not going to happen. But she is really good on how to learn the basics of an AD carry. Because her kiting is pretty straightforward. You have one skill that's her kiting and that's her E. All the rest is just basic movement and maybe your W for a little bit of zoning. Then her trading, you have a huge range advantage, which will learn you, which will teach you how to abuse range advantages and how to punish the enemies for making positional mistakes in laning phase. Because if the enemies make a positional mistake, and you're playing Caitlyn, you can always punish that because of the huge range you have. Which, if you're playing other AD carries, you might not always manage to punish, but at least you can then see the positional mistakes the enemies are doing. Because you can feel the difference when playing Caitlyn versus playing other AD carries and what you can and can't punish. Then also her laning phase is like pretty straightforward. You have her Q to poke or to shove waves, and all the rest is again just auto attacks and like her E and W for zoning and kiting. And then you have Tristana, which is like pretty much you will auto shove every wave with Tristana's E, right? Which is a good thing because that learns you how to push lanes all the time, put the enemies under pressure, take down towers early game, and try and snowball games that way by just snowballing your lane through pushing all the time. Also, because you are pushing all the time, this forces you to look at the minimap quite a lot, because you are going to get ganked when you just AFK push all the time. And MF is on here because she's ridiculously strong at the moment. Like, absolutely fucking broken and not hard to play.
Can take 80% of her HP.
And then Sivir is like really good to learn teamfight positioning because she has short range, so she must be in good positioning to deal damage but still be able to live because of her short range. She has her W, which is an auto attack reset, which can help with animation cancelling. She has her ult for the movement speed, so you can actually like change your positioning in teamfights really quickly to maybe like simulate Vayne queuing around all the time. And then you have her E, which is like, if you do fuck up your positioning, no worries, you get a second chance. So she's really good to actually learn positioning in teamfights with. While Caitlyn, on the other hand, is like really good to learn kiting in teamfights with, because you have like her E and her long range to kite with. And the Tristana is really good to learn like the limits of how far you can actually go aggressively with your mobility spells. So like Tristana W can really show you like, this is how aggressive I can be with jumping in on Tristana. And that can then also maybe apply to like a Vayne queuing in and stuff. That's something you really learn with Tristana. How far can you go to get these resets on Tristana? Well, MF is like kind of like Lucian. She's all about positioning for her ultimate properly. Well, not all about, but a big part of it. Just like Lucian's ult is like a really big part of his kit. Yeah. Any more questions?
I really don't know how to like fight against bully laners. That's kind of problem with me. If you saw in the video,
it's the same as we talked about in the vocal session. Look at what you want to trade for what you do not want to trade. Like, do you want to trade HP, CS, or like what do you want to give up? What do you not want to give up? And also, the same thing applies as what I said in the vocal session. Like, lane bullies, like they're the monsters, right? They're the monsters from Monsters Inc. right here. Oh yeah, it's like this is a lane monster in gold. He's not actually very scary, and you can beat him. Even if he's playing Caitlyn, he's not a lane monster. Yeah. I know it's a boring answer and it isn't very fun, but it's just practicing your fundamentals of laning on how to trade, and also practicing your thought process in the laning on what do I want to trade for what. Do I want to trade HP for mana, mana for CS, like that kind of stuff. Yeah. I'm sorry, but it's the only way.
yes, okay.
Yeah. Anything else?
That's fine for me.
Alright. Yeah, good luck then, I suppose, and I hope, like, you'll improve a lot. That would be great.
Thanks.
Yeah, alright, bye.
Bye.